Nike bows to a queen. Alex Eala immortalized at Oregon HQ, and tennis may never look the same again. Welcome back to Court Vision Media, where we go beyond the scorelines and dive deep into the moments that truly define an era. Today's story is about power, recognition, legacy, culture, and the unstoppable rise of one young Filipina who is forcing the tennis world to adjust its expectations. We are talking about Alexandra Eala. Let us slow this down and truly appreciate what just happened. Alex Eala walked into the Nike World Headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon, not as a visitor, not as a tourist, not as a hopeful junior, but as a star being honored. And if you understand what that building represents, you understand the magnitude of that moment. The Nike headquarters is not just an office complex. It is a monument to global athletic greatness. Its corridors are lined with giants, names that transcend sport. You see Serena Williams, one of the most dominant champions tennis has ever seen. You see Rafael Nadal, the king of clay. You see LeBron James, a generational icon. You see Cristiano Ronaldo, a global phenomenon. These are not just sponsored athletes. These are cultural institutions. And now, Alex Eala's face is displayed among them. Massive, cinematic portraits of her career-defining moments now stretch across the walls of Nike's legendary tunnels. For a 20-year-old from the Philippines, a nation still carving its place in elite tennis, that is monumental. It is not hype. It is validation. One particular portrait captured the most iconic moment of her career so far. Across it were the words, "History in full bloom." 5 words that perfectly described what she achieved at the 2025 Miami Open. Let us revisit that moment properly. Ranked 140 in the world, entering as a wild card, Alex stepped into Miami without the pressure of expectation. She was not seeded. She was not projected to go deep. She was not even supposed to be in the main draw without special invitation. And yet she did what many seasoned veterans have failed to do. She defeated multiple Grand Slam champions in straight sets. And then came the match that changed everything, her stunning victory over Iga Swiatek. A former world number 1. A multiple Grand Slam champion. One of the most dominant forces of her generation. The scoreline was emphatic. The belief was unshakable. The moment she won match point, hands flying to her face, eyes wide with disbelief, became an image that traveled around the world. That was not just a win. That was the birth of a movement. Nike understood it instantly. When they placed that image on their headquarters wall and stamped it with "History in full bloom," they were not just celebrating a result. They were acknowledging impact. They were signaling that Alex Eala is not a temporary headline, she is a long-term investment in the future of global tennis. But the Nike tribute went even deeper. They unveiled curated merchandise honoring her Filipino roots. The Sampaguita-inspired apparel paid tribute to the national flower of the Philippines. That detail may seem small to some, but culturally it was massive. It was Nike saying that Filipino identity belongs at the highest levels of global sport. There were custom-designed shoes made specifically for her. Special edition pieces crafted with intention. For fans in Manila, in Cebu, in Davao, and across the Filipino diaspora worldwide, this was emotional. This was pride made tangible. And the rise did not stop with Miami. At the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships, Alex once again showed that her breakthrough was not a fluke. She dismantled Jasmine Paolini with fearless shot-making. She defeated Sorana Cîrstea with composure and tactical intelligence. She battled through pressure moments in front of roaring Filipino crowds who turned Dubai into what felt like home territory. Her run eventually ended against Coco Gauff, a top 4 powerhouse and Grand Slam champion. But even that loss told a story. The gap is no longer enormous. It is measurable. It is closable. The ranking jump that followed was historic. She climbed to world number 31, the highest ranking ever achieved by a Filipino woman on the WTA Tour. In just 12 months, she rose more than 100 spots. That kind of trajectory is not normal. It is explosive. Now she approaches the Sunshine Double, the BNP Paribas Open, followed by a return to Miami, not as an underdog wildcard, but as a seeded player. That shift changes the entire dynamic. She has protection in the draw. She has respect from opponents. She has pressure, yes, but she also has proof. And here is the fascinating part. At Miami, she must defend nearly 400 ranking points from her semifinal run the previous year. That means expectation. That means scrutiny. That means spotlight. But if the last year has shown us anything, it is that Eala does not shrink under bright lights. She grows. Commercially, she is becoming a global figure. Culturally, she is a symbol of Filipino excellence. Competitively, she is climbing toward the sports elite tier. The Nike headquarters tribute was not random celebration. It was strategic acknowledgement that the future of tennis includes Alexandra Eala. This is not just about portraits on a wall. It is about representation. It is about possibility. It is about a young girl from the Philippines who trained at the Rafael Nadal Academy, endured the grind of junior and ITF circuits, and is now walking through corridors once reserved for the greatest names in sports history. History in full bloom is not the end of the story. It is chapter 1. And now we ask the big questions. Can she break into the top 20 this season? Can she win a WTA 1000 title? Could we be witnessing the early stages of a future Grand Slam champion? Drop your predictions in the comments. Let the world know how far you think Eala can go. Wave your flags. Share your pride. This is your moment too. And before you leave, smash that like button to celebrate this historic rise, and hit subscribe to Court Vision Media so you never miss the next chapter of this incredible journey. The Queen is rising, the story is still unfolding, and you want to be here for every single point.